Touchback. First and 10 from the 25. Pass break number 4, Isaiah Kenyon. Second and 1. First and 10, Georgia Tech. Number 17, Wade Wood has on the stop. First and 10 from 43. Handoff from 1, Jamal Haynes. Second and 3 from the 50-yard line. Pass plate number 8, Malik Rutherford. Third and 5 from the 48. Number 3, Eric Rivers. First and 10, Georgia Tech. First and 10 from the 31. Haynes King on the quarterback keeper. Tackle by number 44, Cade Dinoff. Second 9. From the 30. Pass goes incomplete. Intended for number 1, Jamal Haynes. Third and 9 from the 30-yard line.
Ruling from the field of an incomplete forward pass is under further review. serving your view. Leading in the field is upheld.
Pass to pick number 4, Isaiah Kenyon. First and 10, Georgia Tech. Number 47, Sammy Brown on the stop. First and 10 from the 12-yard line. Haynes King on the quarterback keeper. Second and 5 from the 7-yard line. Haynes King on the quarterback keeper. Third and 2 from the 4. Pass intended for number 3, Eric Rivers, goes out of bounds. Fourth and 2. Pass pick number 1, Jamal Haynes. Number 6, Ricardo Jones on the stop. Clemson ball. Please turn your attention to the north end zone for a special recognition. Charles Sewell is a visionary and servant leader who has made a tremendous impact on his industry and community in numerous ways. Over 40 years, Charles and his family have built CKS Packaging into one of the top companies in their sector, leading with a focus on innovation, integrity, and faith. Charles will be inducted into the Plastics Hall of Fame next month. Among his many charitable acts, he founded Maximum Life Impact, which provides food, clothing, and housing to those in need. For his generous support of Georgia Tech football, Charles is being presented a game ball by Director of Athletics, Ryan Albert. Charles is joined by his wife, Kathy, his 3 sons, and the rest of the Sewell family. Thank you for everything you do for Georgia Tech. First and 10 from the 8-yard line. Make some noise! Pass plate number 1, TJ Moore. Handoff number 8, Adam Randall. It's third down.
It's a party, it's a party, it's a party.
It's third down.
All the way turn.
They can't hear you. It's third down. Handoff number 8, Adam Randall. Number 44, Kyle Eford on the stop. First and 10 from the 18. Cade Klubnik on the quarterback keeper. Kyle Eford on the stop. Second and 8. Number 23, Zachary Toby on the recovery. Handoff number 1, Jamal Haynes. Number 17, Wade Woodaz on the stop. Second and 6 from the 26. Pass plate number 1, Jamal Haynes. 3rd and 3 from the 23. Pass intended for number 0, Malachi Hosley. The kick by Aiden Burr for 3! With 5:50 left in the first quarter. Short take 3. Clemson 0. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the field and the 20-yard line as we recognize your 2025 ACC regular season champion, Georgia Tech baseball team. The Yellow Jackets finished with a 41-19 record in 2025, winning 7 ACC series and claiming Tech's first outright regular season ACC championship in the last 20 years. The Jackets are loaded up for 2026 under new head coach James Ramsey, ranked as high as number 8 in the nation heading into the spring. Tech fans, give it up for your ACC champion, Georgia Tech baseball team.
Why you trolling like a ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
Please take a look at the video board.
Kind of reminds me of a stadium that I used to play at high school.
Make some noise!
You spin my head right round when you go down, when you go down, down.
You spin my head right round when you go down, when you go down.
You spin my head right round when you go down, when you go down, down.
You spin my head right round when you go.
Number 8, Adam Randall, on the return.
Big roll with his legs, but he's going to have to throw that football a little bit. Keep an eye on number 2, E.J. Lightsey. This is his second series on the football field. Defensive coordinator Blake Gideon says that Lightsey has NFL written all over him. He's got the height, weight, speed. He's going to be counted on to make plays today.
Yeah, Blake Gideon said the best pro prospect we have is E.J. Lightsey. How much did that surprise you to hear him say that?
It did a little bit. You know, I didn't see him making the kind of impact plays that he thinks he can make, but here's another shot for him.
Quarterback draw for Klubnik. He didn't shy away. Picked up 4 yards to the 25-yard line.
You just see how Georgia Tech, this defense, you will see 11 white helmets to the football every single play. They play with fury and passion. They run to the football. Their strength in numbers. Something Clemson's going to have to contend with all afternoon.
Omar Daniels with that last hit on Klubnik. Of course, he forced the fumble. That gave Georgia Tech the short field, but a good job by the Clemson defense to get a stop. Blitz off the edge. Clemson tried to throw behind it and broke it up. Amari Harvey knocked it away. Our first chance to check in with Matt Barry. The early statement that Alabama needed to make, going for it on 4th down for a team that you know right now their fan base is very nervous every week watching the Tide. 3rd down and 6 for Clemson here. Klubnik, long throw, nice move by Bryant Wesco, and he picks up the 1st down. And there is Lightsey running over to make the tackle, but still 7 yards.
But Bryant Wesco is the guy right now with Antonio Williams being out. Cade Klubnik says he can run every route. So explosive out of the break, he'll play a prominent role.
Quarterback run again, and a slide this time for Klubnik.
I'm not surprised to see Clemson and offensive coordinator Garrett Riley let Klubnik put the ball in his hands again, even though he put it on the ground. Said he likes to get him going with runs. Cade likes that kind of thing, wants to feel the physicality of the game to settle in. This is a nice response here in their second drive.
Randall makes it 3rd down and 1. And 3rd down and 1, Lewis, far too infrequently. It's been 3rd and 3 or less so far this season for Clemson. They've had a really hard time just getting to 3rd down and 7 or less.
Yeah, it's been a problem. 1st and 2nd down, the late great Bill Walsh used to talk about all the time. That 1st down is the most important down. Is this something that people overlook? Why? Because if you can gain 4+ on 1st down, then you're ahead of the sticks, and then life is easier. Clemson hasn't made life easy on themselves. Here's a situation where they can continue to move this football down the field.
3rd down at about 2 from their 40-yard line. Tyler Brown in motion. Klubnik, clean pocket, and he finds a crosser. Cole Turner right between the hash marks. In plus territory, he gains 18.
That's a nice job of Cade Klubnik to stay in calm in the pocket. The pocket was secure. He just waited for Cole Turner to go ahead and clear the 2nd-level zone dropper, and he threw it right past his ear hole. Nice throw and catch. That's the Cade Klubnik that Clemson fans expect to see.
Adam Randall in the slot left now. Empty backfield for Klubnik. A little mistake at the mesh point. And now Klubnik does well to throw it away. Some confusion in the backfield with he and Adam Randall. Clayton Powell-Lee was in the backfield to force the throwaway.
It's just these ball handling issues for teams that run a lot of zone read. You just have to make sure that the quarterback is secure with the football, and the running back has to know when it is being pulled, so you don't have these kind of mishaps. Now, we just talked about the fact that they were putting themselves in good 2nd and 3rd down situations. This is not where you want to be. You don't want to be in 2nd and long when you had some nice momentum going.
On 1st down and 2nd down in terms of average yards gained, they have struggled towards the bottom of FBS, creating a lot of 3rd and longs. They'll swing one out to Tyler Brown. And he is able to make it 3rd and manageable as he picks up 6 yards. So 3rd down and 4 now for Clemson at the 36.
Good tough run after the catch by Tyler Brown.
Timeout.
Starting corner Zachary Toby down on one knee. So we'll step aside. Next to the Pit Alum on Backyard Brawl Day. And a great day, as you can see, in the SEC as well. Klubnik on 3rd down. Tunnel screen. The tunnel's closed. Tyler Brown goes down. So now 4th down and 3 for Dabo Swinney as Jai Gilmore made the tackle. And it looks like it's going to be a long-distance Nolan Hoosier field goal attempt.
What a great play by nickelback Jai Gilmore to put him in this situation now where it's just not favorable for Dabo to go for it. Georgia Tech defense rising up just at the right time, tackling, putting them in 4th down situation. I think it's crucial for Clemson to go ahead and convert here.
Hoosiers career long 56, and that, of course, was the winner in the ACC championship game last year. So he's got no problem with distance, no problem with pressure, but a timeout called from the sideline by Dabo Swinney with the play clock winding down. How about taking a look at the playoff proceeding
with a portal this year and got one of the best players on their football team in Will Held out of the portal from Purdue. They just got to put it together on the field and be consistent.
And by the way, as a Boston College alum, so you're telling me there's a chance.
That's right.
2% right down there, but on the graphic. Hoosier has the distance, does not have the direction. Great field position now for Georgia Tech. Off the Nolan Hoosier miss from 52.
Special teams has been a big part, as you see Dabo Swinney right there encourages his special teams unit coming off the field. You're talking about special teams. No team does it better than Georgia Tech. They put pressure on you in every single phase. And there you see it going significantly wide right. Now, as you said, Bob, setting them up with good field position on their own 35.
Back in 2023, the preseason media poll picked Georgia Tech to finish 12th in the ACC. Last year, they were picked to finish 10th out of 17 teams. They finished 4th both years. This year, they're picked in the top 4. And here's Haynes King. Slant run. Canyon, 1st down, dragging tacklers. He won't go down. Across midfield before he's finally wrestled with the turf. 16 more yards.
I'm telling you, this young man is a problem. He is the ideal X or Z receiver, meaning that outside lane receiver that you look for. And there you see why. He's just a big calming presence for a quarterback. You know he can get yards after the catch. Great hands. Off to a really good start this year.
You know, you as an old personnel guy, I can see when your eyes get wide when you see a certain body type. Isaiah Canyon is one of those guys. Here's Haynes King trying to follow his blockers. 2 yards for the Clemson 47-yard line. And that takes us inside of a minute to go in the opening quarter. And there's Will Held, the Purdue transfer, making another stop.
Will Held is a fantastic story. Dabo told us the story, the fact that he told his defensive line, which is littered with top-flight prospects, that Will Held, the new guy, is outplaying all of you. To kind of motivate them, kind of get them to raise their game, but they could not be more pleased with this young man.
They think he swing past to Hosley. Instead, it's a shot downfield, overthrown for Bailey Stockton. So it will be 3rd down and 8.
He had Bailey Stockton wide open. You're going to see him at the top of the screen. Safety just gets caught short looking at the number 3 receiver. And that is Ricardo Jones. Taking a look at the quarterback, not understanding where all of his threats are coming from. They missed a big opportunity there.
Blitz coming. Another one-on-one. This one drops right down the chimney. First and goal. Haynes King. Right into the hands of Eric Rivers. Down to the 5-yard line.
This watch number 23, Ashton Hampton. Look where his eyes are at the move point. You see his head looking back in the backfield, looking at the quarterback, saying, hey, have you thrown the football yet? Don't worry about what the quarterback's doing. Keep your eyes on the receiver. They will leave you every single time when that kind of thing happens. Right now, Clemson just hurting themselves, and Georgia Tech taking advantage of it.
Eric Rivers walked on at Memphis, walked on at FIU, and now he's a grad transfer.
And they had the big play, so we just got to win this series right here and keep going. Keep playing.
Get down there.
Can they stop Haynes? They cannot. They didn't get the stop Dabo Swinney said they had to get. Jamal Haynes into the end zone to extend the Georgia Tech lead.
Real good blocking at the point of attack by the right side of Georgia Tech's offensive line, and Haynes King. Wait till you see his ball handling. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Put the defensive end, Will Held, in a bind. And they got 6 on the board.
It's funny, he and Jamal Haynes fumbled at the mesh point to start the game against Colorado on opening night. And I asked Haynes King yesterday, how many times have the two of you run a play like that? And he said, I don't know, a million. It just, the ball just popped out. Not this time.
Watch, you're going to get this. You're going to get this motion, and watch how this affects the defensive end. Will Help. They're going to get blocked down, and watch Haynes King just ride it in here until the defensive end gets too far upfield and can't make a play on the ball. But watch, here comes the motion. Will Held has to go around it, puts him too high. He can't maintain leverage on Haynes King. Haynes just kind of takes a step forward, hands it off to Jamal. You see the blocking at the point of attack, just dominant by the right side of Georgia Tech's offensive line. Malachi Carney, the transfer from South Alabama at right tackle. Keelan Rutledge, the left guard. And Brett Key, this is the start he was looking for. That gritty, tough football team that he said is built for moments like this. We're no longer the underdog. And just look at them. Off to a 10-0 start, and this crowd is into it.
Yep, said exactly that. We've played up being underdogs for 2 years, but he told the team before the season, there is a reason everybody loves the underdog, because they always lose, right? You love the team that's the lovable loser, so we're not losing anymore, so we're not underdogs anymore, and they expect in this league to win these games. As we check again with Matt Barry. Now can we get an answer from Cade Klubnik? Clemson fans certainly hope so. The freshman, David Eziomume, makes his first appearance at tailback to the left of Klubnik. Klubnik sets up shot. Floats one up the seam. High throw and incomplete. Pulling off at the last second as well, Omar Daniels. He had Cole Turner lined up and held back to make sure there was not an illegal hit in the secondary. You know, we just saw Ty Simpson highlight for Alabama, and there's a parallel between Klubnik and Simpson. Clemson was recruiting Ty Simpson, and Klubnik, that was the kind of the barricade for Klubnik to potentially end up becoming the quarterback at Clemson. When Ty Simpson chose Alabama, that freed up the spot. And Dabo Swinney said Cade Klubnik was his first call. He's in trouble here. But follows the block of Tyler Brown and gets a few yards up the near sideline. Braden Manley pushed him out of the pocket.
They just continue to do a nice job, Georgia Tech's defense, of taking away immediate threats, making Cade hold the football, although he had a shot for Cole Turner for a big play down the middle, down the seam, and just airmailed it. Now here, a 3rd and long situation again, 3rd and 6. Let's see what Blake Gideon does. He hasn't set too much pressure, maybe a few simulated pressures, but he's chosen to play coverage and try and lock down these receivers on the outside.
Crosser. A catch made by Wesco, but he goes nowhere. That zone defense for Georgia Tech was just waiting for Wesco.
This is just great vision by the second-level defenders. They're just playing a prototype day one install cover 2 defense. Vision on the quarterback. Good pattern matches. Ball's thrown. You run to the rock and you put your hat on it and tackle them. It's just textbook defense on the part of Georgia Tech.
Cayman Spalding, Kelvin Hill. Right in the heart of that defense for Georgia Tech. And after the Georgia Tech touchdown, it's a 3-and-out. Stockton, the return man. Late fair catch signal. Runs under it and saves some yardage with a risk-taking diving catch at his own 29-yard line. A 2-score lead for the Yellow Jackets, and they've got the football back.
ESPN College Football, presented by Serve Pro, is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Fan work is thirsty work.
Great atmosphere in Atlanta. Great start for Georgia Tech. But, Lewis, you know, Clemson won't flinch. You think about it. Every recruiting class that Dabo Swinney has had, from 2012 all the way through last year, every one of them has played in at least one college football playoff, including the group from 15, 16, and 17. Those 3 classes, they went to 4. So it's a championship program as Haynes King gets the drive off to a good start for Georgia Tech. But this is a dream start for the Ramblin' Wreck.
There's no question about it. They want to start fast and then rely on this run game, take opportunistic shots, throwing the football. And there you see Haynes King again. Now it's 2nd and 2. The ball handling, the misdirection. They get it flowing one way. Haynes King reads it, pulls the ball. You see half the defense following what they thought was going to be a outside zone run, and there goes Haynes King for 8. This is such a tough offense to defend. With all the different blocking schemes, all the different motions, they put so much pressure on it.
carry. Jaheim Lawson brought down Malachi Mosley. How about the Penn transfer? Right, you get a guy that starts off his career in the Ivy League because basically he wasn't really recruited much out of high school, and he becomes the Ivy League Offensive Player of the Year and Overall Player of the Year with 10 100-yard games at Penn, and now here he is at Georgia Tech.
And they said he's a guy who won't wow you in shorts, but when the pads go on and it's 11 on 11, he is a game.
There he goes again. Bouncing out close to midfield. And again, that's 7 yards on first down. So, boy, talk about a dream world to live in if you're Buster Faulkner, the play caller, when it's 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3.
It's just the winning at the point of attack. The offensive lineman just getting great position. This right side of the offensive line can be dominant at times. Keelan Rutledge, their starting right guard. Brent Key could not be more effusive of his praise for him. Said he has the potential to be the best offensive lineman he has coached ever. And he is a guy who he said he will stand on the table for NFL scouts when they come in here. He is a no-nonsense player, and they will run the ball behind him when they got to have it.
Haynes King slips a pass out of the near flag. And taking on a man is Malik Rutherford. First down. And he got right in the face of Avion Terrell. Picked up 9 yards.
There you see it. Just one-on-one. He says, I'm not stepping out of bounds. I'm going to try and send you a message. I'm going to send you a message that we're here to compete. Potentially could have got a personal foul right there with the contact to the face mask of Shelton Lewis, the defensive back from Clemson. You can tell Georgia Tech is feeling it. They're feeling that they have control of this game right now early.
Jamal Haynes stood up and driven back by Wade Woodhouse. And by the way, Wade Woodhouse, who told us that he was born deaf. He was about 8 months old. He goes for his checkup, no response, and they realized he couldn't hear. They did an operation. They put tubes in his ears. And to this day, he said it doesn't really affect him. Some hearing loss on the right-hand side, but now he's the green dot on this Clemson defense.
A really good player, him and Sammy Brown, his best friend on the football team, and his running mate at linebacker. They have to come up good.
2nd and 8. Play action for King. Down the sideline, sliding pitch. It looks like Zion Taylor hauled it in. He did. The catch is good to the 24-yard line for 18 yards.
Just running a little bit of a boundary corner blitz, and the safety, one of my favorite guys on Clemson's defense, Ronan Hannafin, number 5, doesn't get wide enough. Buster Faulkner dialing up all the right hits.
Haynes. He is submarined by Will Held. Held spent the last 2 years at Purdue, and they won 5 games. Last year, they won 1 game. So talk about a rebirth now playing for Clemson, a team that's got college football playoff aspirations.
Will Held basically just took Will Harper, the tight end for Georgia Tech, and pushed him right back into the runner and tackled him with his back because he just ejected him off the line of scrimmage.
He's a tone setter.
Absolutely. He has done everything that they could ask of him.
Mosley in motion. Jet sweep. Gets Riddle. Guess who? Talk about being a tone setter. Will Held's in the backfield, and he buried the jet sweep.
Remember what happened to him on the touchdown? That he looked a little unsure and didn't just run through the tight end on the way to Haynes King. This time he says, forget it. I'm just getting upfield. Whatever's in my way, you're catching it. That's how you play it. You got to put pressure on this team when they run the zone read. Make them speed up their decision-making and wreck everything in your path.
Zero blitz look here for Clemson. No deep safeties in the middle of the field on 3rd down and 15. Screen instead. Canyon. And it will be a field goal attempt now for Georgia Tech to try and extend their lead. So that tackle by Will Held, couple of plays by Held, short circuit this Tech drive, and it forces the Ramblin' Wreck to try for 3.
That's a nice bluff disguised by the Clemson defense, making it look like it's 0. They drop out and just play cover 2 and then run to the football. Nice call by defensive coordinator Tom Allen.
Aiden Burr already 1 for 1. This one from 42 to try and extend the lead. Sneaks it inside the left upright. 17-0 Georgia Tech midway through the second quarter. Many of us nominate a great teacher in your community by visiting cfpfoundation.org. I'm the oldest of 4 kids, and I'm the only one that does really nothing to contribute to society. My other 3 siblings are all teachers, educators, helping shape the lives of young people, and I hang out with you at the media buffet each week.
You're contributing, Bob. Don't worry.
I don't know. Let's check in again with Matt. I haunt people. 1st and 10 Clemson at their own 25-yard line, down by a couple of scores. On the ground with Adam Randall. Now, Dabo Swinney said to Adam Randall after last year's ACC championship game, "What do you do best?" He said, "Well, I'm best when I've got the ball in my hand." He said, "Yes, let's make it easier for you to do that. Don't play wide receiver. Play running back." And Dabo actually said the biggest failure he thought of a couple of weeks ago for the offensive coaching staff against LSU was not getting Adam Randall the ball more often.
Sure did. And they took care of that in the second half against Troy. He was the one who sparked this offense to that second half explosion.
Showing blitz, Georgia Tech changing the call, possibly Cade Klubnik. Play clock winding down. It's at 5. And it's only a 2-man rush. Klubnik has all day to scan the field. Now the pocket starts to collapse. And eventually, scanning the field works. TJ Moore came free and picks up a first down. Talk about playing coverage. That was coverage to the extreme.
Sure. Blake Gideon, the defensive coordinator, just trying to change up the looks on Cade. Just trying to give him more stuff to think about. Again, keep the lid on the defense, as he says, building a roof on the defense. They don't want to give up any big plays down the field. Make Clemson have to earn it.
Klubnik to the sideline. Incomplete. Losing his footing, trying to come back to the ball was TJ Moore, and it looks like a flag was thrown back in the offensive backfield. Daquan White was there in coverage, but this is not pass interference. This is behind center.
You're going to see Daquan White. He makes contact early.
Now they got Harris Sewell at left guard for a hold.
Yeah, you're going to see Sewell. You're going to see Harris Sewell just trying to give help to his tackle as the left tackle, number 50, Colin Sadler, starts to lose his rush responsibility. The nice inside pass rush move by the freshman Andre Fuller, 91. You see Brent Key saying, take them back. They have got some guys that can rush the passer on the outside now. They still need to do some work on their defensive tackles, but here, long yardage situation.
Quarterback draw. Klubnik lost his footing. Just slipped and fell. Now remember, Cade Klubnik is missing his left tackle. Tristan Lee not healthy today. Arguably missing his best wide receiver in Antonio Williams as well. So that forces Colin Sadler, the normal guard, to kick out. Harris Sewell to play. That cost him 10 yards, and now he loses his footing, and it is second and forever.
Cade is just going to have to calm down and regain his composure. He tripped over his own feet, and now he's backed up in his own territory, second and long.
Spins out of the pocket. Nowhere to go. Has to throw it away. Akilo Stone making his return after 1 year at Ole Miss. Started his career at Georgia Tech. He's back, and this is that makeshift offensive line with some injuries. Walker Parks was even iffy for this game, but he is able to go today.
But this is a veteran offensive line with some highly touted players when they came in. But guys like Colin Sadler, this is a guy who was a four-star recruit when he came in. They have depth on this offensive line. They've got to play better. The quarterback has to play better. But right now, Georgia Tech has got them on their heels in another third and long situation.
Third and 22. Clemson's 3 for 5 on third down, but they're just going to play the punt here as Randall is going to get what he can, and now he busts it. Oh, terrible give up by the defense for Georgia Tech. What a move by Randall. Clayton Powell-Lee made the stop. That's basically just a safety call, expecting to punt, and he converts on third and 22.
Just watch the cut here by Adam Randall. This is the kind of thing he's starting to get more and more comfortable with. The ability to read blocks and then get that big body rambling onto the second and third level at 225 pounds. I promise you, 235 pounds. He will make some defensive backs make some business decisions.
Cade Klubnik just paved the way for Randall to pick up 8 more. That's really even as great a move as Randall made. That's a play call. Well, guys, let's just protect the ball on third and 22 to punt.
Right.
And just a tremendous individual effort to turn it into a first down.
Yeah, nice blocking up front by this offensive line again. They are missing some players, but these are highly touted players still that are left on this Clemson offensive line that have a lot of experience. They've got to perform.
Quarterback run, breaking a tackle is Klubnik. Fought his way back to the line of scrimmage. Did well to not lose any yardage. Almonte Bradford was in the backfield. And it looks like it's going to get him a first down back at the 36-yard line. It was enough.
Let's see if that run by Adam Randall sparks this offense and kind of wakes them up. Maybe they start trying to utilize the run game, whether it's between Randall and Cade Klubnik on some quarterback design runs. They get some of these young players, Gideon Davidson, and get them all involved and trying to establish some rhythm.
Play action. Klubnik takes it down and runs. He will cruise out of bounds, picks up 6 yards. Guy Gilmore forced him out.
Nice decision by Klubnik to pull it down, identifies an escape path, pick up positive yardage. Don't put the ball in harm's way, especially now. Ball security. Making sure that you come out of this drive with points is paramount.
Still has 2 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout as well. So all the time in the world to eat the play clock. Klubnik slant left, and it's caught by Wesco. And that's good enough for a first down to the 24-yard line.
With Antonio Williams out because of his hamstring injury, Brian Wesco becomes option number 1. He's going to be the go-to in all crucial situations.
Up tempo, Klubnik spins out, buys time. He's going to throw one through the left corner of the end zone and throws it away. E.J. Lightsey put the pressure on. Josh Sapp was the closest Clemson player to the football. Second down and 10 with 2:35 to go in the half.
Clemson trying to fake the wide receiver screen to Wesco. Trying to get Josh Sapp down the sideline. Georgia Tech does not bite. Real good discipline, 2nd and 10. Again, for Cade, it's about decision-making here. Get that ball out of your hands quickly. Make sure you read out the defense properly. The Georgia Tech got to get some pressure on him. Got to get him down, see if they can create a negative play.
Gideon Davidson bouncing off some tacklers into the red zone. And that might take us to the 2-minute timeout. We'll see if Clemson tries to snap the ball again before the 2 minutes. The last time Clemson played in this stadium, 2020, They won 73-7. It was the largest margin of victory ever in an ACC game. Trevor Lawrence had 5 touchdown passes in that game. Talk about a different story 5 years later. Hard count, and we'll go to the 2-minute timeout. Tigers trying to get on the board. The Yellow Jackets at the 2-minute timeout with a 2-score lead. Georgia Tech trying to break a 9-game losing streak against Clemson. They're off to a terrific start, the 13-0 lead. Haynes King picking up where he left off in Colorado. Jamal Haynes with a touchdown. First time that Clemson has trailed by double digits against Georgia Tech since a matchup back in 2014. And they are trying to get on the board before halftime. Still 2 timeouts, 2 minutes on the clock, but Lewis, a big third down here.
Yeah, this is huge. Clemson ideally obviously wants to try and get 6. Who are they going to go to? Bryant Wesco Jr., he's the go-to guy, number 12 at the bottom of the screen.
He's in the slot left. Klubnik looks that way. Throws. There's Wesco at the 5. He's reaching the ball out. An ankle tackle at about the 4-yard line to make it 1st and goal.
He's awful lucky. Awful lucky. Kyle Eford, the linebacker, came and put his shoulder right on the ball. He almost lost it. You see him, he's just going to run this square in. Does a nice job of securing the football. And here comes Kyle Eford. That flash out of the corner of the screen. He put his shoulder pad right on the ball. Almost knocked it out of there. That's a great pickup, though, for Clemson on that third down.
Clemson in no rush. Why would they be? And now a timeout's called.
Timeout. Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech calls timeout.
30 seconds.
We'll step aside. Well, Ian Shefflin back on the sideline. He's the 6'7" basketball player for the last 4 years, out there for that last snap. And then Brent Key called timeout. So the chess match. And now Shefflin on the sideline, 1st and goal. They'll run it with Randall. And let's see if another timeout's called by Brent Key. I would think he'd save time for his offense if he could, whether Clemson scores or not, and he does.
There's seconds, 30 seconds.
So Brent Key is trying to preserve some time for his offense before halftime. Clemson trying to get on the board. And look, we talked about it at the...
Figure out a way to come away with 6.
Well, Dabo Swinney's teams have always been really good. Last 4 minutes, first 4 minutes, they have that chance. Remember, they deferred after winning the toss. So Clemson will start the second half with the football as well. Maybe a chance to string together back-to-back scores. The 14th play of this drive. Randall dives. Did he get there? At the half-yard line, it looks like he stopped. And another timeout, the final timeout, called by Georgia Tech.
The Georgia Tech defense just getting low at the point of attack and winning. They get no movement at all. And the big 235-pound back just can't get any push. You look at it from that sky angle, you wonder, hey, maybe go up over the top.
So 3rd and goal coming. Speaking of big things on the way, 2 big SEC games on ABC and the all-new ESPN app at 3:30 Eastern. We'll go back to the site of game day. Think Knoxville will be rocking for Georgia as they head into Neyland to take on the Vols. And then at 7:30, we head to Death Valley for LSU and Florida. So what a doubleheader in the SEC coming up. And this ACC matchup, no slouch, as Clemson trying to get on the board before halftime. They still have 2 timeouts left, so they have the full playbook at their disposal as well. 3rd down and goal.
You see Dabo Swinney in that huddle on the sideline. He looked specifically at his offensive line and told him, let's go. We got a 235-pound running back, and we basically have got a foot to go.
Maybe a push for Klubnik at the goal line. Is he in? He got the shove from behind from Randall. No signal from either official.
I don't think he got there, Bob.
It's going to be 4th and goal. They tried the tush push, and Georgia Tech shut the door. 4th down and goal inside the 1.
Interior 3 defenders right here. These guys are balling out right there. You see number 9, Jordan Vandenberg, 7, Akilo Stone, 96, Shymick Jones.
The previous play is under further review.
Dabo Swinney thinks that Klubnik got across, and replay will take a look.
I don't think the ball broke the plane from that angle. It doesn't look like it's even close. We got to see it from the side.
Again, collaborative replay with the ACC Operations Center. They're allowing us to listen in.
Adam.
Hello?
Adam, you there?
Replay, can you hear me?
Yes, I got you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, ruling on the field is short of the goal line.
Okay, I'm showing you the near cart. You can see that the runner has the ball right there in his right arm.
Yes.
There's his helmet getting lost in the pack.
Yes.
Right? You never see the ball cross the line of scrimmage or the goal line.
Agreed.
You see his helmet? That's the best shot we got. We don't have anything else from replay or from production at this moment.
The ruling on the field
So
is
the ruling on the field is going to be upheld.
All right, what do we need to do with the clock?
The clock is in a good place.
All right, so we're going to go, because we're going to start it back. 25 seconds on the play clock, and it's going to be hot.
Yep, and you're going to be just short of the goal line, too, on that ball.
All right, so the clock currently reads 59 seconds, 25 seconds on the play clock. Ruling on the field is upheld, and the clock's going to start on the ready, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know why that clock.
As good as it gets.
That's so good.
Just a great peek behind the curtain, and now you'll get the official announcement, which, of course,
After
you'll know.
further review, ruling on the field is upheld. It's 4th down.
And sometimes, even when the call might seem obvious, what I find interesting is they have to have that conversation about where do we spot the ball? Where should the clock be? Where should the play clock be? Just to make sure you're managing the game correctly.
I just like that the decision-making process, clear and obvious. It wasn't there. There wasn't any evidence.
Now Clemson can take the clock down 25 seconds before snapping it. They line up again on 4th and goal. Klubnik reaches the ball out. Did he break the play? And that time he did. That's a Clemson touchdown. Klubnik quickly reached it across the goal line. And Clemson able to score.
Georgia Tech just getting a lot of push. This time they lose at the point of attack. You can see the surge of this Clemson offensive line. Dabo Swinney was over there on that sideline imploring that group to take control of the line of scrimmage. You saw offensive line coach Matt Luke. He was in that huddle as well. That's a big conversion for Clemson.
You know they won't flinch. And they've cut the lead to 13-7 now. They didn't take the clock down as far as they could have. So they've left 49 seconds on the clock for Georgia Tech. Tech is out of timeouts. But with the clock stopping when you pick up a first down in college football at the end of each half, there's certainly enough time here still for Georgia Tech to try something offensively as we take a look at this week's college football rankings brought to you by Allstate. And we look at the rest of the top 10. Of course, we've got a couple of monster games in the SEC featuring number 3 LSU against Florida and number 6 Georgia in a top 15 matchup against Tennessee later on ABC.
And what a great test that's going to be for Tennessee in this reconfigured offense. Joey Aguilar, he's going to go up against the best defense by far that he's played to this point. At home on his turf, that's going to be a heck of a game.
Well, we knew these two quarterbacks were going to be reflective of how their team seasons have been and what they'd have to do today. And we take a look at the numbers they both put up first half.
Yeah, both of them playing a clean game, not turning it over. Although Cade Klubnik did put the ball on the ground with a fumble, didn't throw any interceptions so far. Haynes King, look, we said one of the keys to the game for Clemson was to make Haynes put the ball in the air and beat him with his arm, and so far he's done that. So they're going to have an answer for that. And for Cade Klubnik, you know he's never going to stop. He's not going to quit. They're going to put the ball in his hands by any means necessary.
Straight quarterback run. And Haynes King spun down behind the line of scrimmage. DeMonte Capehart stopped him right at the 25-yard line. And now it might be more of a conservative end of the half for Georgia Tech after picking up nothing on first half.
Yeah, I think if you're Brent Key, you're just going to go in content with the lead, make some adjustments, tell your football team that you played a heck of a first half. You have battled the number 12 team in the country.
They'll run it with Jamal Haynes. And that should take us to the halftime break. Down as Randall is back deep to receive the kick from Burr. And it will be a touchback. Bob Wischusen here with Louis Riddick. Chris Button is with us as well. So, Louis, to that end, how important is this first possession of the third quarter for both teams?
Look, this is the kind of situation in the NFL that all coaches emphasize, right? The possession right before the end of the half and then coming out. Clemson can double up right here. If they take this ball down the field and put this in the end zone, this changes the whole tenor of this football game. And Brent Key is going, how did we find ourselves here, as we just talked about? How did we find ourselves at a deficit to a team that really, quite honestly, for the better part of the first half, we dominated? This is a crucial series right here. Cade Klubnik looked like he started to settle in and get more comfortable. And maybe the running game is getting going by Adam Randall.
And settling in and just being more comfortable is exactly what Dabo Swinney said his quarterback had to do. He'll start off the second half with a jet sweep Tyler Brown. He's got a first down. Let's check in with Chris.
Dabo Swinney's emphasis this second half was we have to win the turnover battle. That has been the difference in this ball game so far, the one turnover and the missed field goal. He said other than that, we both had an explosive play. Things are fairly even. In regards to being able to have those second half comebacks, he has a lot of belief in his quarterback, what he was able to do last week down 16-0, has a lot of belief that he can do the same today.
And Adam Randall again off to a good start. And I'm not sure, Lewis, I look at that 3rd and 22 run by Adam Randall that kept the drive alive for Clemson in the first half. That's a turnover. Yeah. It doesn't go down in the box score as a turnover, but you're running the ball on 3rd and 22 to try to give the other team the ball back, basically.
Yeah, you sure are. And just to kind of limit the damage that maybe you can do to yourself if you ran some kind of riskier play. But just like last week against Troy.
Down and out to Wesco for a first down.
First 2 plays of the second half, who they hand the ball to. They hand it to Adam Randall, the big 235-pounder. It's the same script as a week ago. And it's something like that, you said earlier in the broadcast. Dabo was very much so disappointed that they didn't give him more touches against LSU in week 1. They're not going to make that mistake again. They're going to go to their guys. Brian Wesco so far, he gets a catch. I think you're going to see a lot of Adam Randall, number 8.
First down at the 45-yard line of Tech. Klubnik on a keeper. And he goes nose to nose and picks up 3. Zachary Toby made the stop. If it was Dabo that said, we did a terrible job as coaches in the LSU game with Adam Randall only getting 1 touch after halftime. He is too good, too valuable. We have to make sure that we keep him involved the whole game.
I mean, this is development on the fly with Adam Randall, the former wide receiver. He needs the touches at game speed in order to hone in his instincts.
Klubnik looks downfield, floats one up the seam, and it is hauled in by the tight end Josh Sapp. Perfect touch throw from Klubnik in between the coverage. And Josh Sapp's got a first down to the 11.
You see Josh Sapp just come off the line of scrimmage at maybe 3/4 speed, running that sail route right in behind the flat defender. You see he just lost it right over Clayton Powley's head. That's a great touch throw by Cade Klubnik. Really nice route by Josh Sapp.
When Klubnik is at his best, you see the potential. What a throw. First and 10 at the 11. Randall breaks a tackle and gets down to about the 9-yard line. Picked up a couple. Couldn't quite slip free. There's E.J. Lightsey in on the tackle for Georgia Tech.
And you better get a lot of hats to the ball in the 235-pounder. He's just getting more and more comfortable. If you take a look at Lightsey, he had to help his guy out, Clayton Powley, who almost got run over. 11 hats to the football. That's how Georgia Tech plays. They need to stiffen up here and hold this one to 3 because Clemson's on the move.
Klubnik, zone read, wants the slam, and it is intercepted! Picked off near side by Omar Daniels. Breaks a tackle, now he's brought down at midfield. Adam Randall might have saved a touchdown. Omar Daniels, a near pick 6. But Dabo Swinney said the takeaways had to go our way in the second half to start the first possession. They do not.
You want to talk about an all-American style play? Watch Omar Daniels right here. Watch him read the eyes of Cade Klubnik and time his jump perfectly in the window of the slant. That is a big-time play. Just look at it. He thinks he's coming up to support on those pullers, thinking the ball may be handed off. He recognizes that they pull it and they're going to throw it, and he times his jump perfectly. It doesn't get any better than that. That's rising up in a big moment when you're on your heels. That's huge for Georgia Tech.
The grad transfer from Kansas State, who never picked one off for the Wildcats, has his first career interception for Georgia Tech. Haynes King from midfield. That goes backwards. It is scooped up on a hop. Nowhere to go, Eric Rivers. And he'll go down. Big negative play after sudden change created by Clemson. Avion Terrell was there to help on the stop. Loss of 12.
You don't see corners run over tight ends too often in pass protection. Watch Avion Terrell. He gets the tight end off balance, J.T. Byrne, who's having a little bit of a rough day as far as the blocking is concerned. That's a big-time play by Terrell. And that's what they need. They need to answer. They need their big players to answer. Wood has Sammy Brown, Avian Terrell.
King to the sideline. That's out of bounds. So the first down loss of 12 yards creates 3rd down and 22. We'll talk about the exact play a defense needs to create after the offense turns it over.
No question.
And the building is going crazy. It just went silent again.
Sudden change. That's what they say on the sideline. They yell it to the defense, sudden change. And that's a situation that defensive coordinators emphasize. When you get put back out on the field because your offense turns it over, you must shut it down immediately. Off to a good start here.
The Georgia Tech defense surrendered a 3rd and 22 to Adam Randall. King out of the pocket. He'll go down. The first sack of the season of Haynes King. Sammy Brown brings him down.
It's just real good pass rush.
And Will Helt is hurt.
You see Helt coming off the top of your screen. Sammy Brown with the big-time play.
Arguably, at least according to Dabo Swinney, the best player for Clemson's defense so far this year is hurt. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Surf Pro. Bob Wischusen, Louis Riddick, and Chris Budden. Will Helt able to walk off the field, so that was good news for the Clemson defense. And boy, what a job Clemson just did defensively. A 3-and-out after the turnover. And now the punt. Wesco fields it on a hop. And stumbles a bit, but gets to the 25-yard line as we bring you our Aflac trivia question. All right, Lewis, we're going deep here. We're going to see if you have any shot at this one. August 29th at Colorado, Haynes King became the second FBS player to run for 140 yards, pass for 140 yards, and have 3 rushing touchdowns in a season opener. Who's the other player to do it since 2000?
We only have 25 years.
Yeah, exactly. Just scan your memory bank of all openers. Back to the offense after the turnover on the opening possession of the third quarter. And Randall spins off contact and picks up 3.
Clemson, you just go back to work. They had a nice drive to start the second half, move the football down the field methodically. It's just a great play. Sometimes defenses, they just beat you on the play. Omar Daniels making a spectacular interception. But again, if you're Cade Klubnik, you got to stay level. Turn the ball over twice now there with the interception and the fumble, but just keep working at it. And if you're Georgia Tech, you got to come up with another shot. Continue to keep the pressure on Clemson's offense.
Try to pressure Klubnik here. He stands in and delivers to Wesco. Catch and run down the sideline. Wesco stays in bounds. Touchdown. A 73-yard house call for Brian Wesco. And boy, did Klubnik, knowing he was going to get clobbered, deliver a perfect strike.
Just playing a little zone coverage. You're going to see Brian Wesco just run that intermediate crosser. You see the secondary for Georgia Tech trying to pass it off, trying to alert that he's coming over. No one picks him up on the second level, and then he just turns it upfield along the sideline. He is the big play guy. Without Antonio Williams, he's the go-to. And there you see why.
And Clemson has the lead.
See Brian Wesco, you can just see the void. You see the zone defenders just not getting enough depth. They don't communicate, don't have play with good vision. Nice block down the field by TJ Moore to spring him into the end zone.
Certainly responded. They scored the final 27 points of the game, and they have come from 2 touchdowns down today to take the lead. How about we answer our Aflac trivia question as well? Aflac. All right, Lewis, we'll put you out of your misery. On August 29th, Haynes King became just the second FBS player since 2000 with 140 yards on the ground, through the air, and 3 rushing touchdowns in an opener. You have a guess as to who that other player might be?
I'm just going to say Tebow.
That's a good guess. That's probably the most logical guy to guess.
Jalen Hurts. Makes sense.
Same kind of threat. Let's see if Georgia Tech responds now. Not much on first down for Haynes King. Let's go to Chris.
A frustrated offensive coaching staff for Georgia Tech. Their tight ends coach Nathan Brock looked at a bunch of players and said, held up an iPad, said there's nothing I can show you on here that you don't already know. We knew this was going to be physical. I need you to bow up.
Let's see if they do here. Haynes King, batted ball at the line. The pocket collapsed, and King went down as well. That's an incomplete pass, as players are jumping on it without a whistle blowing, but now it's going to be 3rd down and long.
And I think he bounced it off in the head of his right guard, Keelan Rutledge. You're going to see it right here. He hits him right in the face mask as Rutledge is looking for work, trying to help out in pass protection. But this Clemson defensive front with all these former 5-stars and 4-stars, Peter Woods, 5-star TJ Parker, Will Held the transfer. They're starting to dial it up, and they're starting to cause some problems, especially when this run game isn't getting going. This is where they want Haynes King. This is where they think they can win.
Blitz on 3rd down. Haynes King, one-on-one floater, incomplete. Bailey Stockton was wide open, and he just couldn't put it on him. It was there for Georgia Tech. but they'll have to punt.
What a great route by Stockton. You're going to see him watch the inside release. He's right here. Watch him then just leave the DB with that fake like he's going to the post and then breaking it back out on the corner route. That is a beautiful route. That's exactly how you draw it up. Can't get two hands up on it. But that is a textbook route. Just not able to connect.
So the punt from Marshall Nichols. Wobbly kick. Wesco fields it. Gets to the sideline. And he is cut in half at about the 45-yard line. Flags everywhere, well behind the play. Flags thrown all the way back at the line of scrimmage.
Here, you know, the late hit, unnecessary roughness on Clemson that may take them back.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, receiving team, number 0, 15-yard penalty, first down, timeout on the field.
That's a big field position changing call as we approach the midway point of the third quarter. Clemson, though, with the ball and the lead. Schusen, Lewis Riddick, Chris Budden back in Atlanta. Clemson has the lead. Cade Klubnik with a touchdown pass of 73 yards. The catch and run by Bryant Wesco on the last Clemson possession to give them the 14-13 advantage. And now they've got it back at their own 30-yard line. And all the momentum right now belongs to Clemson. Klubnik hit as he throws, incomplete. Blitz came off the edge. And Amari Harvey got home and affected Klubnik.
It's a good thing he did, because the tight end was releasing scot-free down the seam. Josh Sapp, this was going to be a huge play, maybe a house ball, maybe a touchdown. That's a nice job of Amari Harvey affecting the throw just enough. Clemson may have had it dialed up another big play.
Again, Georgia Tech shows blitz. The toss to the near side. A couple of yards at best for Randall. There's E.J. Lightsey to make the stop. Clemson had 73 yards of total offense, Lewis, before the touchdown drive prior to halftime. They've got 217 yards on their last 3 possessions. So finally a chance here, 3rd down and 8. Maybe Georgia Tech can get a stop.
Yeah, 7+, you see, 2 for 10 this season on 3rd down. Georgia Tech has to make that be 2 for 11.
Four-man rush on 3rd and 8. Floater over the middle, almost intercepted. Boy, a chance for Clayton Powell to potentially run under that one as Tyler Brown was airmailed by Klubnik. It'll be a 3-and-out for Clemson.
Yeah, this is an interesting situation. Kay thought it was middle of the field open. You're going to see the safeties going the deep half. He thought the middle of the field was open, maybe expecting the receiver to cut to the middle of the field and split the safeties. That's exactly what he said. He was talking to T.J. Moore, asking, why did you sit it down? Almost cost himself an interception. They're lucky to get out of that without turning it over.
Bailey Stockton tries to return from the 20. Heads all the way back to his own 15-yard line. Lost yardage with a flag down.
You're going to get a block in the back. It's going to put Georgia Tech deep in their own territory, it looks like.
Is that Brent Venables' son Tyler down there in coverage that drew their penalty?
Illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 39. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
So Will Kiker picks up the penalty, and that will back Georgia Tech up. And right now, it's kind of a metaphor for this game, Lewis. They seem to be on their heels. They led 13-0. Touchdown before halftime, and now a 3rd quarter touchdown as well for the Tigers.
As much as they had become stagnant on offense, they're still in this game, a 1-score game, and there you see it. You just got to pull off in that situation, knowing there's no way you can execute a legal block. Just let the punt returner get down and then just start the offensive series. Now you're backed up deep in your own territory on the -9 against a defense that has really started rushing the passer and dialing in on this Tech offense.
Haynes King, quarterback keeper, fighting for yardage. A hard-working 6 yards on 1st down. Well, coming into today, Georgia Tech had a top 10 rush offense in America, and you pointed it out after their last drive. It's a different story today trying to run the football against this defense.
Yeah, they barely had 50 yards in total rushing yardage. They've been throwing the football effectively, but this defense, the more and more you play against an offense like this during the course of the game, the more you become dialed in. Georgia Tech's got to get something going. That's a good pickup on 1st down.
Cutting upfield, Eric Rivers. He's got the 1st down.
Buster Faulkner, the offensive coordinator for Georgia Tech, just trying to get the ball in the hands of his big-time playmakers, Eric Rivers being one of them. He's the guy who probably has the most top-end speed, can just flip the field in a hurry once you get him out into space.
It's Coach Faulkner right in the middle of your screen. Haynes King off play action. Check down. Malachi Hosley spins out of a tackle. Caught at the line of scrimmage, but fought his way ahead for about 6 yards as Brandon Strozier couldn't bring him down. Eventually, Cade Denhoff did.
There you can see what Buster Faulkner, the play caller that was just on the screen, is thinking. Let's get the ball in the hands of the playmakers other than Haynes King. They love the kind of guys that they have who can make people missing space out in the open. You see them trying to get that done now. Second and 4, you'll take this all day long if you're Georgia Tech.
Haynes King. Now it will be 3rd down and 2. Jeremiah Alexander made the stop. We have an injured Yellow Jacket.
For an injury to an offensive player.
Let's take a look at our college football headlines presented by Twisted Tea. Again, we've got the rivalry game between Pitt and West Virginia coming up next here on ESPN. Neyland will be rocking at 3:30 on ABC for Georgia, Tennessee, and Death Valley the same tonight as the Gators take on LSU, the 55th meeting between Georgia and Tennessee. Georgia leads the all-time series by 6, 29-23-2, and they have won 13 of the last 15 head-to-head. And as far as Florida and LSU is concerned, LSU has won 5 of the last 6, and boy, do the Gators have a chance tonight if they can win, Lewis, to flip their season after losing last week.
Yeah, it'd be a gigantic win for the Florida Gators going up against an LSU team that we saw in week 1 against this Clemson football team look as good as any team in the country. And those are just 2 big-time matchups against between storied programs. Both of those must-see TV this afternoon and tonight.
That's Tana. Alo Tupuola that had to come off the field with the injury. He and Harrison Moore share the responsibilities at center as they roll different offensive line combinations, does Georgia Tech. Now a bit limited without one of those regular players, and now it's 3rd down and 2. Haynes King, 1st down.
Haynes King, the keeper. 1st and 10.
That's the cheat code. Having to defend all 11 players because of the quarterback being a primary ball carrier. Real good blocking at the point of attack. Who do they go behind? Keelan Rutledge, number 77, the right guard. When they need it, that's where they're going. When they need it, number 10 is going to have the ball in his hand.
Haynes in motion. Instead, the slant. Catch for about 6 yards to Dean Patterson. You know, talking to Dabo Swinney, I mean, Paul Johnson's not the coach at Georgia Tech any longer, but there's still a lot of triple option principles in this offense, isn't there, with Haynes King at quarterback and his running ability?
Sure is. They stretch you horizontally with the ability to run the ball inside for Haynes to keep it out on the perimeter, pitch it to a pitch man. And defensive coordinator Tom Allen said, we're built for it. It's built into our system. We should be able to handle it.
This will be a false start.
False start. Offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
It's only the 4th penalty of the game, and now 2 on each team. So in terms of flags being thrown, this has been a very clean game. But now it's 2nd down and 9. 4.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Pre-snap penalties. You just converted on the 1st down. Now it's just one of those kind of situations where you just don't want to kill your own momentum. This game is going to be nip and tuck down to the wire. Just got to lock in. Brent Key, you see him there, the former Georgia Tech offensive lineman himself. Nothing irks him more than to see that.
Haynes King in trouble. He escapes. He's got the sideline. Haynes King to midfield before he steps out of bounds. Ran away from Wade Woodaz and gained 17. Found an escape hatch.
This is what happens. You've got to rush with lane integrity. You see, they get Will Helt upfield. Then I believe it's Sammy Brown who gets out of position. And if you don't have lane integrity against this young man, that's the result.
They fake the toss. Incomplete. Out of the reach of Eric Rivers. And Haynes King, slow to get up.
He got high load pretty good. TJ Parker down around his ankles, and then Will Helt hit him up top.
Timeout for an injury to an offensive player.
And is that Keelan Rutledge coming off the field? So Will Reed will now replace Keelan Rutledge. That's another offensive lineman starting out of the game for Georgia Tech. Another look.
You see Haynes. Week 1 when they played against Colorado.
So Keelan Rutledge has sprung a leak.
I promise you he won't be out long.
Not going anywhere is Jamal Haynes. Sammy Brown Another big negative for the Clemson defense. And it's third down and long.
Watch Sammy Brown. Watch him communicate right here, and he just starts bumping out. He knew what was coming right away. Just watch him. Watch him. He's already on the move. That's instinct. That's top-level linebacker play. That's knowing the formation, knowing the down and distance, and going ahead and triggering immediately and making a TFL.
Third down and 15. Three-man rush. Still puts pressure on the quarterback. Haynes King on the run. He's going to try to do it himself. Hit from behind. Just short of the first down. Fourth down and 2. Just inside the 41-yard line as Wade Wood has made the stop. It's fourth down and a long 1. Just short of the 40. The offense staying on the field for Georgia Tech. They will go for it.
Haynes King doing what Haynes King does. Put the game on his shoulders. Both throwing and running the football, scrambling for extra yardage, whatever he's got to do. They have a lot of momentum going right now. A nice drive going. If you're Clemson, you got to be on top of the details here.
Play clock at 5. Timeout called by Brent Key. Took a long time for them to substitute.
Georgia Tech.
And then get out of the huddle. And it didn't seem to be like the players on the field had recognition of the play clock. And the head coach did. So he calls timeout before a crucial fourth down and about 1.5 yards. As soon as we're done, the backyard brawl, Eli Holstein and Pitt will take on West Virginia.
Rivalries, man. They are the very, very best. And that one right there is as bitter as it comes.
4 of those you played in were in a Panthers uniform. Your record was...
what were we, 2-2? Something like that. Yeah, that's good enough. But look at this right here. Just look at that. That's offensive lineman right there. Just like, hey, just stop it up.
Right.
Put me back in. Some of the stories, the way in which they talk about this young man, he takes nothing from nobody. You think that he was just like, look, this shoved something up my nose. Let me get back out here.
He was in a car accident in December of 23, and they nearly amputated his right foot. And a couple of years later, Keelan Rutledge is out here blocking in a Power 4 conference. Fourth down and 1. Haynes King motions into the backfield. They'll try a little pre-snap motion trickeration. It is a fumble snap at the exchange. They slip J.T. Byrne, the tight end, under center. They tried some trickery, and he couldn't handle the snap. A flag down on the far side of the field as well. As things stand now, Clemson's got the stop.
Rolling on the field is the ball carrier, but short of the line to gain. Sideline warning. Clemson, they're first. It'll be Clemson ball, 1st and 10.
So another stop on fourth down for Clemson.
J.T. Byrne just having a rough day. You see him coming in here in motion, tries to get the quick snap from the center, Harrison Moore, who had just come into the game. Although he has played center before, and he's played it extensively here. But J.T. Byrne has had trouble with his blocking at the point of attack here. The quarterback-center exchange, or in this case, the tight end-center exchange, just goes awry. And this is going to be one that Buster Faulkner, the offensive coordinator, is going to want to have back. Why take the ball out of Haynes King's hands and put it in the hands of a tight end who's been struggling today?
Klubnik back to work. Tipped ball, incomplete. Now, certainly can make the argument that when the game is on the line and a fourth down and 1 in plus territory is about as determinative a play as there could be, you want the ball in the hands of at least one of your best players.
No doubt.
And Georgia Tech did not go that route on that last call.
Yeah, look, in the course of a game, every coach has calls he wants back. Buster's going to want that one back.
Can Klubnik take advantage and stretch the Clemson lead? Great field position, but 2nd and 10. Quarterback draw. Gets a block. Leighton Powell had him lined up. But a Good block out on the edge. Springs Klubnik for 6 yards again. Zachary Toby with a corner tackle. So a big play coming here. 3rd down and 4 on Clemson's side of the 50.
Those sudden change situations, we talked about them earlier. This is a sudden change situation for Georgia Tech's defense. You fumble the ball midfield, basically. You're on your way in, but maybe for some kind of score. Defense got to come out. You got to hold them to 3 and out. Wesco has been the guy when they've got to have it going the football. You see number 12, top of the screen.
Yellow Jackets bring a blitz. And there it is, incompletion to the far side through the hands of Wesco. Boy, you called his number. They dialed him up, and it went right through his hands.
And this got to be a catch. It's got to be a catch. He's been making big plays all game long. Brian Wesco just drops the ball. He just takes his eyes off of it. You see there, he sees the corner driving on him, or he sees Amari Harp, or I think it may have been Clayton Powell-Lee who was driving hard on him. That was it, number 5. He was already thinking about making a move, turning back inside, and maybe springing another big one. This doesn't finish the catch.
So after a downs stop by the Clemson defense, the Georgia Tech defense forces a 3 and out. And over-end punt, Bailey Stockton, fair catch at his own 10-yard line. Kick off your Week 2 NFL Sunday with the Countdown Crew on ESPN before the Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl rematch. Saquon Barkley one-on-one with Marty Smith. And this week, we've got a Monday Night Football doubleheader. Bucs-Texans at a special start time of 7 Eastern on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN Deportes, and then Chargers-Raiders. ESPN and ESPN Deportes will follow. Both games available on the all-new ESPN app. Lou, you are headed out west to call this one, Chargers-Raiders Monday night.
Yeah, this is a big-time AFC West matchup. Jim Harbaugh is an absolute treat. Pete Carroll been a winner everywhere he's been. When you hear that Monday night music, man, you just get goosebumps. You know it's a big-time stage. That'll be a big-time game.
Haynes King, straight quarterback run for a yard. And this will take us inside of 1 minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. Tackle made by DeMonte Capehart. The crosser is Haynes. Catch and run. He was once a wide receiver, changed to running back, but it's nice to go home once in a while to what you do best. And Jamal Haynes picks up 10 and a 1st down.
That's an unbelievable individual effort by Jamal Haynes, going up against one of the best athletes on Clemson's roster, Sammy Brown, the linebacker. Sammy can't even get a hand on him in the open field.
Chris Budden, an injury report on that offensive line for Tech?
Yeah, Tana Alotupaloa has gone into the locker room barely able to put any weight on his right foot. So this appears to be Harrison Moore's ball game at center for the rest of the way.
And he is out there to snap it to Haynes King on 1st down. Haynes King fakes the jet sweep. Weaves his way through tacklers for a Georgia Tech 1st down for what should be the final play of the quarter.
That long galloping stop.
Tech's got 1 less point as we start the 4th quarter, but they've got a 1st down. And they'll run it with Jamal Haynes, and he may have picked up a yard, as Haynes King is now in the top 5 in passing yards all time at Georgia Tech. But it's the ground game that they lean on, Lewis, more than anything.
It is, again, coming into this game, averaging over 240 yards rushing per game, although small sample size, only 2 weeks. That's what they pride themselves on. That's what they're built for. They have got playmakers on the perimeter, and you've already seen flashes of them.
King stands in, diving catch, at least attempted, and it looks like, yes, indeed, made by Malik Rutherford to make it 3rd down and 4.
See Rutherford, Haynes with the off-target throw, but Rutherford makes a heck of a grab.
Timing route outside, 1st down. We haven't called Isaiah Canyon's number much since the 1st half, but that's a big 3rd down reception for 9 yards.
That's a big 3rd down reception by a big boy. You see him out there battling with 6'2", 200-pound Ashton Hampton from Clemson. That right there, that's NFL body on NFL body out there, and he ran a little comeback, pushed off a little to get some separation. Haynes zips it out there to him. You just love seeing football like that. Elite athletes going one-on-one. Big 1st down pickup.
toss to Haynes. Stretched to the sideline by Ronan Hannafin, who made the stop. When Ronan Hannafin was a kid, his dad, who was a quarterback back in the day at BU, he and his brother used to tackle his dad. His dad had the hurricane scale, right on a 1 to 5 scale. He had a lot of 5s, his dad said. It's a swing pass. Haynes breaks a tackle. Jamal Haynes, first down and more.
That's just so good. Haynes King sees they're just playing front and coverage, rushing with 4, covering with 7, playing a cover 2 type look. Actually playing what they call a 3 cloud. He just dumps it off to the running back and lets him make a defender miss and then takes it upfield.
Haynes King calls his own number. Pounds his way down into the red zone. 2.5 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Shelton Lewis made the stop.
Now, I know in the program, Haynes King is listed at 6'3", 215. When you stand down the field next to him like we did yesterday and talk to him, he doesn't look 215. He's a very wiry, thin, long individual. He plays the game like he weighs 225. Just unbelievable competitive toughness to run that ball between the tackles like he does.
And now Malachi Hosley joins Jamal Haynes in the backfield. The handoff to Hosley. Inside the 10-yard line. First down. Check that, Jamal Haynes. And he's down to the 8-yard line to make it first and goal.
Malachi Hosley getting out on the perimeter and just blocking Ronan Hannafin and getting pushed at the point of attack. A lot of selfless individuals on this Georgia Tech football team. High-character football guys who play for one another. You're seeing it now on this long, grueling drive.
Bunch set left now with Malachi Hosley going in motion. Haynes King fakes the toss. He's at the 5, stumbles. He had a lane to the end zone and couldn't get to the goal line. It'll be second down and goal at about the 2.
Got to have it where they run it, Bob. Right side of the offensive line. Rutledge and Carney, 77 and 72. That's where they're going.
Quick update from Chris Button.
Jamal Haynes back in there after taking off a play where he had to go to his knee and suck down oxygen out of a bottle.
And now he runs back out. Malachi Hosley heads to the sideline. Second and goal. Jamal Haynes takes the handoff, gets a push. He's to about the 1.5 yard line, where it will be third down and goal.
They just run the same plays and just dress them up over and over in a different way. Power, counter, quarterback power, jet sweeps, quarterback draw, power, counter. They just run the same things over and over. Just what Brent Key loves.
Haynes out, Hosley in to the left of Haynes King. In the shotgun, third and goal. Haynes King following his running back. Georgia Tech touchdown. He ran over Ricardo Jones.
Look at that collision. That's a quarterback against the safety. As a former safety, that's the last thing you want to happen to you.
And now with a 5-point lead, as you would expect, it's go for dose time, brought to you by Dos Equis. So Georgia Tech will go for 2 as they will try and stretch the lead to a full 7. A 13-play, 90-yard touchdown drive that took over 6 minutes off the clock. End around. It's the Philly special for the 2-point play. Steve Patterson catches it. And Malik Rutherford tossed it.
Nice play call by Buster Butler. Sometimes it is okay to get cute, especially when you execute in a big moment.
He won't want that one back.
Not at all.
Georgia Tech once had a 13-point lead, only to see Clemson score back-to-back touchdowns to end the half. And then in the third quarter, Clemson was up by 1. Now an 8-point trip for the Yellow Jackets. And they lead by 7. What a game between Clemson and Georgia Tech. 10 minutes to go. All right, Lewis, let's go back. Take a look at a well-designed 2-point play.
Yeah, it's perfect. Look, you're going to get flow this way. Everybody's blocking here. You're going to get Haynes King just flip the ball to Eric Rivers, and then you're going to see a nice little sail route on the edge by Dean Patterson. You see the flow going left. Haynes flips the ball to Eric Rivers. He draws up support on the edge. People think he's going to run it in, and he just tosses a nice soft touch pass to Dean Patterson, executed to perfection.
And Patterson got out of a stumble. He almost threw the timing of that play off by losing his footing. A jet sweep to Tyler Brown gets this drive started for Clemson with a first down. So now the Tigers will try and answer. Under 10 minutes to go.
This is what football's all about. It's about counter-punting. Can you come back and deliver a blow if you're Clemson now offensively? Can Cade Klubnik lead his team down the field? Can Brian Wesco make a big play? And if you're Georgia Tech, how do you slow this down now and get off the field?
Adam Randall. Upfield for 4, maybe 5. After that play, that puts Clemson at 326 yards of total offense. Georgia Tech has 320 yards of total offense. So the two teams separated right now by 6 yards and 7 points on the scoreboard. Klubnik, quarterback draw of his own. Hit by E.J. Lightsey. And comes up 2 yards shy of a first down. So 3rd down and 2 at the 46.
This is big. This is big. You're probably thinking this is 2-down territory for Clemson, considering the way they've been running the football.
Tigers are 5 for 10 on 3rd down.
It's about assignment football for your Georgia Tech. Eyes on your work. They're trying to spread it out, make sure there's no miscommunications.
Klubnik to throw. He'll run it up the middle. No one home. He's loose. And that's a nice open field one-on-one tackle by Clayton Powell-Lee. Or it might have been another 20-25 yards for Klubnik.
It sure was. This opens up perfectly. You see they're in man-to-man coverage. And you see the block at the point of attack by Adam Randall, and Clayton Powell-Lee makes a nice open field tackle.
Wide receiver screen. Cole Turner. Down to the 36-yard line of Georgia Tech. He's got 5.
See Clemson cool, calm, and collected. Just methodically trying to march the ball down the field. This is the kind of situation where Dabo, as you see on your screen, needs to trust his quarterback. Quarterback has to deliver. Take care of the football, make clean reads. Don't put the ball in harm's way. Let your playmakers do the work.
Another wide receiver screen. Same player. Turner tries the other side. Just shy of the first down. Another tackle for Clayton Powell-Lee. And we've got an injured Yellow Jacket. And actually, they reached the ball out. I think there's a good chance Cole Turner did get the first down.
Injury to a defensive player.
That's Zachary Toby. The corner on the far side that's hurt.
previous play has been reviewed, and replay has determined that the ball carrier was short of the line to gain. It's third down.
And corrected it. Third down and a half yard to go. Randall empties the backfield. Klubnik, right up the middle, has the first down and then some.
How about the competitive toughness of both of these quarterbacks? Haynes King for Georgia Tech, Cade Klubnik just calling a quarterback power in that situation, knowing he's going to take some big hits in there, running into the teeth of the defense. No problem. Whatever I need to do.
Coming into today, Clemson was 32% on the season on third down, 101st in the country. But they're 7 for 12 today, and they get another one to keep the drive alive. Klubnik, again, a willing runner. An ankle tackle made at about the 25-yard line by Powell-Lee. Down to 6 minutes to go.
That's just a lot of confidence that Garrett Riley, the play caller for Clemson, the offensive coordinator, is showing in Cade Klubnik. Putting the ball in the hands of his quarterback. To make good decisions, protect the football. You're carrying the fortunes of the entire football team in your hands at the most crucial moments of the game.
Blitz coming. Klubnik has an outlet. Right on time to Wesco. He sensed that blitz coming up the middle, knew he had man-to-man coverage, and a good timing route to the 12-yard line to pick up 13 and a first down.
Whenever they need it in the passing game, who do they keep going to? The super sophomore, Bryant Wesco. 6'2", 190 pounds, just as smooth as water the way this man runs routes. You see today, 7 for 126.
His way to the 5-yard line. 2nd and 3 at the 5. E.J. Lightsey made the stop, but that's a 7-yard gain.
Really like what Garrett Riley is doing as far as his play calling, the way he's mixing it up on this drive. High percentage throws, quarterback runs, give it to the 235-pound tailback. Nice diversity, complimentary football.
Quarterback run. Klubnik touchdown right about at the 5-yard line. Amari Harvey rifled up to make that stop. Just inside the 5, so what a big play here. 3rd down and a couple. And you have to think, I would assume, Lewis, 4-down territory for Clemson. 4 minutes to go, down by 7. They've got a couple of snaps to get these 2 yards, if not a touchdown.
All that work you do, winter conditioning in the spring, in the summer, all those wind sprints, all those weight training sessions for both sides of the football. This is where it comes down to,
and
inside of 4 minutes.
They've got Ian Shefflin, the 6'7" football player out there top of your screen. He looks that way. It's a jump ball in the end zone. Flags everywhere. He couldn't hold on, but he was interfered with. Omar Daniels grabbed Shefflin. He's the red zone secret weapon. Earlier in the game, Clemson put him on the field, and it forced Brent Key into a timeout. They put him back out there and gave him a chance with a jump ball in the end zone.
Pass interference. Defense number 9.
That's a tough cover for Omar Daniels.
It sure is. Just playing basketball, literally, in the end zone, just trying to box him out and get the rebound. As a defender, really the only thing you can do against a guy that big is to play him and to try and front him, get underneath him, and play his eyes and hands and make them try and loft the football. He'll just block you out like the sun.
1st and goal at the 2 after the penalty. Klubnik rolls out, looking end zone. Back in the end zone, finds a crosser, and that's Josh Sapp. Toe tap, touchdown. Great eyes by Klubnik, looking back to his left, and we're a point after away from a tie.
Timeout for an injury to a defensive player.
This is a great throw and catch executed by Clemson. See, left that ball slipping out of his hands.
That was a scary collision back there as Clayton Powell-Lee,
I'll tell you,
ran right into his own man. I think Rodney Shelley.
I think they're going to take a look at this. I don't know if he has control of this ball when he has his foot down. That ball looks to be coming out. There's the hands. That ball is moving right here when you look at it from the other angle.
And I think you're right. The Collaborative Replay Center is going to take a look, and we can listen in.
This is replay. Stop the game. Reviewing the score. Reviewing the catch.
The ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
Yeah, we were looking at replay.
I mean, he has it through the ground, so I'm not worried about that. No. It's this action that he's fiddling with the ball. I'm looking at program A. Or
Hey Todd.
D. Yes, hey Adam.
This is Adam. The ruling on the field is a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you two shots. I'm gonna show you the handheld. This is the handheld right here. And you can see he's got a body part down, but his ball is pinned against his lower leg right there with the tops of his hands.
Keep going.
And then he's out there, right? And then he's still fuddling with that ball.
Okay, on that shot right there.
And then he gets control, but he's clearly out.
Do you see a loss of control with a foot in the white?
I don't think he has control there.
I agree with you.
And you can see this that we don't believe he has control at all. By the time he has control, he's out of bounds.
Yeah, he's way out.
Hey, take a look at high end zone real quick.
High end zone, all right.
Not C. Go to multi.
No.
Go to A.
High end zone. Never lose the ball. Lose the ball there.
Guys, I've got enough on that sideline shot to show no control, incomplete pass.
I would agree. I would agree.
Okay, so after further review, the pass was incomplete. It's going to be second down at the 2-yard line on the left hash.
Yes,
Clock is good.
Second and goal at the 2. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
I say this as someone who's called this game for about 3 hours.
After further
That's better than anything I ever said. That game-changing call and the peek behind the curtain going to the operations center for the ACC, and you hear everyone arrive at a collective decision that your eyes, Lewis, told you thought it was an incomplete pass. That's better than anything I do all day.
Yeah, that's pretty good by the replay center. Just walking you through that, how they go through their decision-making process, what they look at for evidence. Is it clear and obvious?
So it is an incomplete pass, and it's second down and goal now at the 2-yard line, without Clayton Powell-Lee on the field because of the injury. They'll run it straight ahead. Make no mistake, this is a touchdown. Adam Randall. And now we are indeed once again a point after away from a tie.
You're just going to see down blocks. You're going to get a pull. Randall just takes it north and south, right through the A-gap. You got a pull by the tight end, Sapp, not the guard. But he's just able to get downhill with that 235 pounds. Just going back to the big ball carrier. Well executed.
And Hoosier puts it through. 3.5 minutes to go. 2 timeouts for Georgia Tech. They're about to get the football, but we are tied.
That's just a big-time run. The offensive line trying to take over this football game, and now we got a tie score.
2 timeouts left for Georgia Tech. All 3 still in play for Clemson. Hopefully the next set of games as good as this one, Matt Barry. Well, Lewis, it is now in the hands of Haynes King.
Yeah, this is his time. This is where he can build his legend. Throwing it, running it, just taking care of the football, see what he can get done.
And he'll start with his own run and runs into a wall of purple. No gain on first down.
Look, I think if you're Clemson, and this defense led by defensive coordinator Tom Allen, now's the time to be on top of the details as far as the run game, reading your keys. Don't let somebody sneak behind you on the 3rd level in the secondary. Let the front do their part. Let the secondary do their job. Everyone just do your job. When you don't, that's how you lose games.
Haynes King, as you can see, has been clutch. Clutch on opening night in Colorado. Slant, caught. Very close to a first down. Rutherford spins out to the 34-yard line. 3rd down and 1. And now on the far side of the field, Avion Terrell is down.
Clemson is charged with its first timeout for an injury to a defensive player after the ball was spotted.
So Clemson loses a timeout because of the Avion Terrell injury. That's also not a player you want off the field if you're Clemson, so I don't think this is a faked injury. Let's see.
Yeah, we see him here.
He wants to get off the field.
Yeah, he sure is. Although I will say this, he got up pretty quickly. He's off the sideline already now. You hear the fans here aren't very happy about it, but you're right. Early on in the down, he was calling for someone to come in for him.
I guess he's probably thinking, if I don't go down, we're not going to have time to sub for me before they snap the ball on 3rd down and 1. So after the ball is spotted, ready for play, if a player is injured after that, a team can be charged with timeout.
2 timeouts remaining. 2 timeouts.
So both teams now with 2 timeouts left.
Now they got Jaden Lucas in the ball game, number 10, replaces Terrell. They're going to throw the football. Do they target him? Do they try and protect him defensively, make sure they have help over the top? What's the plan?
The plan is quarterback run. There goes Haynes King, first down and more.
That's a pretty good plan.
Now, if you're Georgia Tech with 2 timeouts, do you let the clock go down to the 2-minute timeout? When at this point you're thinking field goal range? It looks like they might.
They're not in a hurry. You see the coaching staff telling them to just let the game clock wind down.
Aiden Burr's career long last year against Virginia Tech, a 51-yarder. So if they can get to the 35-yard line or so, they feel like they are within Aiden Burr's range. Georgia Tech will try and do just that when we come back with 2 minutes to go. It seems almost certain at this point one of these two coaches is going to win a one-score game today. Dabo Swinney and Brent Key, both well above 500 in one-score games as head coaches. Georgia Tech, this is the 8th time that they have played a ranked ACC opponent under Brent Key, and they have won 6 of the previous 7. And they've got the ball with a chance to win another if they can get in field goal range. Cut back lane, shut down. Jamal Haynes into the arms of Devontae Capehart. Lost a yard. Now Clemson has a pair of timeouts as well. So very interesting to see how the two coaches manage the clock. And if at some point Dabo Swinney could get the ball, Lewis, back to his team with still time to use offensively.
Yeah, no question. I think, as you mentioned on the break, I think Brent Key wants to control the outcome of this game. He wants to kick this maybe game-winning field goal or score a touchdown with very limited time on the clock.
And they are milking the clock down. 10 on the play clock, 1 minute and 20 on the game clock. Haynes King looks to the sideline, perfectly timed. Out of bounds. Eric Rivers shoved out by Woodaz. Short of the first down by about 1.5 yards.
Haynes King reading middle of the field coverage, knows that he sees a corner bailing on the outside and just gets it to Rivers on the comeback on the outside. That's advanced level quarterback play. Knew exactly where he needed to go with the football. Well executed throw and catch.
3rd down and a little less than 2. Extra tight ends on the field for Georgia Tech. Haynes King, keeper, spins, first down. They are 10 yards away from where Brent Key said he's comfortable giving Aaron Byrne a chance.
Continuing to lean on the right side of this offensive line when they got to have it and they're going to run it. Quick passing game when they want to throw it.
They run it with Hosley. Woodaz wraps him up. Gain of a couple. And finally the whistle blows. Forward progress for 3 yards to the 42-yard line. And now a timeout called by Georgia Tech. 40 seconds to go. Well, a catch and run by Wesco, Lewis.
Timeout.
At this point, Clemson had the lead.
And you just see the big-time playmaking ability of Brian Wesco. When you don't execute zone coverage properly, you get good downfield blocking. This kid can turn the short catch into the long gain. I mean, he is just a home run hitter. And then Haynes King just absolutely punishing the Clemson secondary on the way to his touchdown run. And then just getting the big 235-pound Adam Randall going straight down the middle. This game has had a little bit of everything. It's had some throwing, had some good tough running. The quarterback's running the football with authority. Some turnovers, sudden change. And now we're right down to the wire. 40 seconds left to go.
Can Georgia Tech simply play power football at this point? Can they simply just run Haynes King and Jamal Haynes into field goal range? Or at some point, does this ball have to go back in the air?
Well, we saw them do that to close out the game against Colorado in week 1. I mean, obviously, this is a little bit of a different defensive front with Clemson. So I think you still may see them put the ball in the air, especially if they get a favorable look and get the ball out of bounds. Easy throw and catch.
Malachi Hosley empties the backfield. Eric Rivers in motion. Haynes King fakes the jet sweep. Gets a push inside the 40-yard line. Peter Woods made the stop. 30 seconds to go.
This is so tough. His willingness to slam that ball between the tackles over and over again.
And now the final timeout called by Georgia Tech.
Timeout.
Dabo Swinney was standing next to one of the officials on the far side. Was thinking about calling a timeout, but decided not to. So Brent Key does. Aiden Burr. He's a clutch kicker.
Yeah,
as much as Haynes King has been a clutch drive maker. And his career long 51 yards against Virginia Tech last year.
Sitting right here, you're looking at about 55, 56. Got to get about 5 more yards or so.
Now, no timeouts left for Georgia Tech. We saw them practicing this yesterday at their walkthrough. The fire drill field goal group, they will be ready. That if this is a tackle in the field of play short of the line to gain, that whole group is ready to sprint out on the field and get lined up for a field goal with 26 seconds to go. And now no timeouts left. If they pick up a first down, obviously they would have the ability to line up and spike it. Third down and 4. Haynes King will run it. He'll be short of the first down. Driven back after a gain of only a couple, and here comes the fire drill. They will line Aiden Burr up to try and win the game. Down to 10 seconds to go. His career-long 51, this from 55. The snap is off. It is on the way. It's got the distance.